Good morning, champions. Welcome to the session. In today's session, we are going to do previous year question paper. So we will be discussing and actually we will be discussing and we will try to find out along with you all. I need your support so that we can find out the answers to the question of the previous year. So this is the actual question paper and this is an actual paper. This is the actual setting of the paper where you will also get this year the same pattern, and this is the setup. The entire setup of the question paper will come in this form and you have to answer accordingly. So let's start the session with the PYQ, that is previous year question paper, PYQ. In this, before starting the session, I just want to tell you that try to jot down whatever important points we are discussing in these kind of sessions. Try to jot it down in your rough copy so that it will help you to recall these kind of things at the opportune time, that is at the exact time before the exam, and even on the date of the exam when you will be appearing, you will be actually appearing in the exam. At that time even you will be able to recall these kind of sessions and answer the questions accordingly and correctly. Yes, I insist and I am repeatedly saying you all that just jot down the informations that we are giving here in the sessions in each and every classes, in each and every domain paper. Yes, let's start. Now this is you can see the set is set 42 and it was held on 16th September 2022, but they were lucky enough that they got the time to prepare till September. But we here this time we are not getting the time because it will be conducted within the 10 days, that is from 21st May till 31 May. So this is the time when you will get your slot. Try, find your slot it out, and the center, if you have put it correctly according to the slot, you have to appear in the exam. Yes, so this is the question number 1, exam shift English. It is MCQ pattern and this is question number 1. So this is the pattern where you will get A, B, C, D and you have to answer. The answer sheet is a different one where you have to click which one, A, B, C, D, which one is the option. So prior to that, what you need to do, you will get one more thing. I just want to say in the starting, this kind of passage, though it will be a repeated passage in the next question, even you will get you will have to refer to the same passage. You have to go back to the passage to and fro, as I have already said. You can see question number 2 is also the same passage, and the passage related question will be, in this question paper there are 16 questions based on the comprehension or the passage, where three passages are given. We will go into that. There are passages where you have to move to and fro while answering, because you have to refer to the main passage, the first passage or the initial passage, in order to answer the questions. So you need to calculate the time. So because there are 16 passages here in this paper itself, so you have to calculate the time and you have to manage the time in such a way that you can answer all the 40 questions. Though there will be 50 questions, out of 50 there you have to answer 40 questions. Sorry. Sorry. Now see, you have to answer 40 questions out of the 50 questions and there will be negative marking. So time management, along with simultaneously you have to think about the correctness of your answer. So there is a lot of pressure upon you in order to crack the exam. So prior to that, prior to the exam, you need to prepare. You need to prepare in such a way that you go through the mock test, the drill test, the actual drill test that we are providing here in BPS, that is the demo MCQ question paper, where you will be going through an actual session of appearing in an exam, not in an exam actually, in the CUET undergraduate exam. So avail the opportunity which we are providing free to each and every student. But before that, you need to go through a minor registration, through a simple registration in order to enroll your name. But even though, go through the session, go through the registration, go through the session, appear for the exam, which is completely free, and avail it. Okay? Now let's start the session, actual session, that is answering the questions. So here, this is the question paper, question number 1, and now read through the passage. Go read the passage, go through the passage. I am giving you 1 minute. Along with that, we will also read the passage. Okay, read the passage and answer the following questions. There is a lovely story of a tree and a little boy who used to play in its shade. They had become friends. Now there is the relation of the tree and the little boy. One day the boy sat leaning against the trunk of the tree crying. He was hungry. Eat my fruit, said the kind tree, bending one of its branches. The boy ate the fruit and was happy. The boy grew up. One day he sat under the tree with an anxious look on his face. What is the matter? Sorry. Asked the tree. I am going to marry and I want a house to live in, said the young man. Cut down my branches and build your house, said the tree. The young man built a house with the branches of the tree. The young man became a sailor. One day he sat under the tree with a worried look. What is the matter? Asked the tree. My captain is a cruel fellow. I want a ship of my own, said the sailor. Cut down my trunk and build a ship. The sailor lost his ship and returned home as a helpless old man. On a cold winter's day, he stood where the tree once was, leaning on his stick and trembling with cold. Make a fire of me and warm yourself, said the stump of the tree. The stump of the unselfish tree burnt in the fire, softly humming a tune. In this passage, you can see that there is a bond between the tree and the little boy who grew up and who fulfilled his selfish desires without once thinking about the tree. So, there is a relationship, environmental, a natural bonding between the two people from the two different extent. But the relationship is shown, we have to answer the questions in relation to the passage. Now question number 1, let's go to question number 1. This is question number 1. How were the tree and the little boy related to each other? Select the correct option. Okay. No, there is another question. This is not the first question I can remember. This is the first question. Okay, we need to match the following. The boy was crying. We have to match. The young man was anxious. The sailor was worried, and the stump of the beautiful, kind, and selfless tree. Okay, the boy was crying because he was hungry. The boy was crying because he was hungry. Let's sort it out. The young man was anxious because he wanted to marry and he wanted to build a house. The sailor was worried because he wanted his own ship. The stump of the beautiful, kind, and selfless tree burnt in fire. Now what we get? A is with 3, A3, B2, C1 and D4. Okay. Now let's go with the options. 3, 2, 1, 4. 3, 2, 1, 4. So the correct option is B. So while you are reading, you are going through the passage, be very clear what is the passage is making us or trying us to understand, or what the passage is trying to make us perceive in which way. So in that way it will be very simple for you to crack the question. Hope this is clear. Next we will move on to the question number 2. This is an actual question paper and we will go through the questions serially. Number 2, the two protagonists of the story are, select the correct option. Both innocent and knave, one is intelligent and the other is fool. Both cunning and selfish, one of them is demanding and greedy, the other have generous, sensitive and supportive. So here what we are getting is that the two protagonists. What is the meaning of protagonist? Protagonist means the actual actors, or we can say not actors, the actual roles. So here we are getting only two roles, so both of them are the protagonists, which are the main character of the story or the plot, who is running the plot forward. So here both of them are, we can't say that both of them are innocent and knave, because they are innocent to some extent. So one is intelligent and the other fool. We can't say that even, because here the tree, though he is very generous, he is very unselfish, he is not a fool. Next, both cunning and selfish. We can't say that both of them are cunning and selfish, because the tree here is someone who is very much open-hearted, very much kind. We will go with the D option, that is one of them is demanding and greedy. Sorry. Demanding and greedy means he wants his own, he is very much self-centered and he wants his own wishes to be fulfilled. And the other one, the other always generous, sensitive and supportive. And the person and the other protagonist is someone who is very much helpful, supportive, and according to the situation, the tree is helping the little boy to grow up, to fulfill his life, and by the end of his life, the little boy turned into an old man, and till then he got the support from even the stump of the tree. That means only the section which is the lower section of the trunk along with the roots. So you can see that the tree was very much selfless and supportive and helpful in the events or the situations, according to the situations. So we will go with the option D, that is the correct option. Hope this is clear till here. Now see, while we are going through the questions, please be very much clear that you all jot it down, because the sessions are not only a one-sided session. Along with the sessions, we are also providing the importance of vocabulary, because this is an English class. Along with that, I have said that what is the meaning of protagonist, what is the meaning of stump. So these are very minor things. You may think that this is a minor thing, this is very simple, I even know about it. But at times when you will get a lot of questions based on analogy, that is some kind of ratios will be given where you have to relate. So at that time, if you are improving your vocabulary side by side, parallelly going through with the session, it is helpful for you, because try to avail each and every word that we are trying to relate here, trying to relate with you all. Yes, and try to even connect with us through the comment section. We are very much open here to help you, to serve you in relation to your CUET undergraduate exam. Yes? Now next, question number 3. Again the same passage here. How were the tree and the little boy related to each other? So in what kind of a relation do they have? They were close contenders in their race to survive. They were very close friends due to their very long association. They were colleagues as they worked together. They were competitors in their need to fulfill their own needs. Now see, they were no colleagues because they were not working together. After that, they were not competitors, they were friends. There was a different bond between the tree and the little boy. They were close friends due to their very long association. Now we have to think between these two, A and B. They were close contenders in their race to survive. Now, do they were opposing each other in their survival of the fittest? No, there was no contending. Contenders means the competitors. So you don't know, or we are not getting any kind of a resemblance here that they are fighting for their survival. So that also we will negate it. No, we will go with the option B, that is they were close friends due to their very long association. Now because long association, why? Because the little boy turned into an old man and the tree was supporting him throughout his cycle of life. With this we can say that there was a long association between the two objects, we can say between the two protagonists. Yes, this is clear. Hope this is clear. Next we will move on to question number 4. Okay. Again relating to the same passage, the story highlights a typical selfish human nature we are all familiar with. We are all familiar with. So, identify it from the options given below. Compassion and benevolence. Compassion and benevolence, because the story is highlighting. So, we will go through the options. Conservation of forest, this is not. Mindless greed to possess more and more wealth, it is also not there. Heartless and foolish exploitation of nature. So, this is also not going with the options. So, here there is compassion and benevolence. Compassion means the manner in which you are trying to help other. So here, though the protagonists are both the person, that is the little boy and the tree, the importance, the emphasis is on the behavior of the tree, where he is very much compassionate. That means he is very much sympathetic towards the little boy, and he tried to help the little boy in the simple instances and in the serious instances of his life. And benevolence, the word comes from benevolent, where benevolence is referring to the support, to the openness, to the optimistic way, where the tree is very much benevolent and he is very much supportive, as if he is giving all the facilities upon the little boy. So you can say that compassion, that means the sympathetic way. And benevolence means the kind of an almighty nature, the kind of a very much helpful nature. In the simplest terms. So this is clear, I think. This is clear for you all. We will go with option number A. Hope this is clear, everyone. Now we will move on to the next question, question number 5. Now, this is question number 5. The stump of the unselfish tree burnt in the fire, softly humming a tune, means it is a very much pessimistic instance where everything is very much dark and sorrowful for the tree, because he tried to help the little boy turned into an old man even in the last part of the last section of his life along with the stump of the tree. So, every tree sings when it is burnt. No, this is completely negation. The selfless tree felt no pain even in its acute suffering while dying, caring for others. We will go with it. Let's go through the other two options. Number C, the frail and wonderful tree tried to forget its pain by humming. Yes, to some extent. The tree was a fool and was humming as it did not realize that it was dying. So this is also a negation. So we have to find the option between B and C. So what we get here is number B. We will go with it again. The selfless tree felt no pain even in its acute suffering, caring for others. So here there is no reference to the humming option. But, and again C option, the frail and wonderful tree tried to forget its pain by humming. So actually the concept of humming here is to make some kind of a music or a rhythm in yourself, but in a passive mode or in a pessimistic mode. Here, though the thing humming is mentioned here, we will go with option B because it is highlighting the emphasis not on the concept of humming. It is not about the sound here, but it is about the care, the selfless tree, the selfless care actually, the selfless care of the tree which is making the sound along with its burning. The process where the stump is being burnt, and it is the way in which the tree is very much sympathetic, compassionate towards the little boy or towards the old man. Okay, so we will go with option number B. So, in these kind of sentences, in these kind of passages, we need to think a bit higher. The level is a bit higher because these tests, the CUET undergraduate exam, even the CUET postgraduate exam, these kind of exams are trying to emphasize, to assess you in a different mode where simple things may come as an option. But you need to go to a higher option with a higher intensity, with a higher learning or understanding of the same question. Yes, hope this is clear. We will go with the next question. Go towards the next question. Question number 6. Now, this is question number 6. How would you define the relationship that the story illustrates? Select the correct answer from the following options. Illustrates means explain. It was a mutual symbiotic relationship. It was a relationship based on deceit and treachery. No. Symbiotic relationship means the relationship of nature. Number C, it was a one-sided relationship where the tree loved, cared for and supported the boy till its end, and it was a disguised enmity. So here we will go with option C because enmity, there was no disguised enmity. Disguised means covered and enmity means becoming enemy. So that is not the thing. Here we will not go with question option A, we will go with option C because it was a one-sided relationship where the tree loved, cared for and supported the boy till its end. So we can see that the relationship is somewhere, to some extent, it was one-sided. So the one-sided relationship where the give and take relationship is not there. Here only give. So the tree was giving everything to the small boy, whatever he had or whatever he could. So this is clear, hope so. Question number, okay. Now here we are getting a different passage which is something different. So we got 6 questions. On the basis of the tree and the small boy, we got 6 questions. Now we are getting a different passage. Let's go through the passage and the questions will be following. Okay, let's read the passage for a minute. Go along with me. Read along with me. I must say that beyond occasionally exposing me to laughter, my constitutional shyness has been of no great disadvantage to me. In fact, I can see that that on the contrary, it has been all to my advantage. My hesitancy in speech, which was once an annoyance, is now a pleasure. Its great pleasure has been that it has taught me the economy of words. I have naturally formed the habit of restraining my thoughts, and I can now give myself the certificate that a thoughtless word hardly ever escapes my tongue or pen. I do not recollect ever having had to regret anything in my speech or writing. I have thus been spared many a mishap and waste of time. Experience has taught me that silence is part of the spiritual discipline of a votary of truth. Proneness to exaggerate, to suppress or modify the truth wittingly or unwittingly is a natural weakness of men, and silence is necessary in order to surmount it. A man of few words will rarely be thoughtless in his speech. He will measure every word. Now see, this passage is not a simple passage because here there is some kind of a narration. It is a narrative passage where someone is telling about his relation with speech, his way of expressing his way of expressing the words. Now see, in this session, go through this passage. There are important words. Try to find out the meaning of these words. We will conduct the session. We will continue with this in the next session, that is tomorrow. I hope you all will join me in the session. So we have started with okay. So these are some of the words which we need to find out the meaning. So this is your homework for today. So we will answer the questions tomorrow. Let me tell you, I will just give you a gist of the meanings. You can see contrary means the opposite. Hesitancy means to hesitate or to be in a dilemma which one to say or which one not to say. Annoyance means becoming angry. Spared means to spare or to waste time. Exaggerate means to say something with more emphasis, to say something with too much of importance. Votary means a list of things to be explained. Wittingly or unwittingly is coming from the word wit. Wit means your intelligence, your way of expressing, your way of understanding. Next, surmount. Surmount means to cover or to get to the height. Okay. Still, I want you all people to do it as a homework so that you all jot it down, all the meanings of these words and all the words that we are explaining in these kind of sessions. Yes, we will go with the questions in the next session, that is tomorrow. Okay, thank you for going through the session. Thank you for connecting with me throughout the session, and hope you all join me in the next session, that is tomorrow, where we will be discussing more questions related to your PYQ, that is previous year questions. Till then, thank you.